Hooray! It's me! Oh, Mal, hello! Thank you very much for resubscribing. I appreciate that, buddy. That's a nice start. I like that. It's probably quiet. Hang on. Let's deafen you all. Is that... Oh, God, that's a bit much. Is that better? Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Hello. Dog is already grunting in displeasure. Hello, Multiverse. Hope you're well and had a happy Easter. I did indeed. I did indeed. Although I was a bit ill today, so my family went off and had fun, and I stayed at home and was ill. So that was a bit rubbish. Would not recommend that. But aside from that, we thrived as per usual. And yourself, Multiverse, how was yours? Get up to much? What were you up to, buddy? This button goes... I've got to sort all the buttons and stuff out, because I'm sure there's a much easier way of doing this. I'm just not clever enough to figure it out. So, good evening, Mel. Hello, hello. How are ya? Right, I don't want to push any of these buttons. You turn that off, that can get away. That can stay there. This can get big, and then this can get small, and then... There we go. Oh, Shampoo, look at you. Abby, hey buddy, how are you? Blissful Badger, Nuclear Kid. Oh my goodness. The whole gang's here. Look at this. Glorious. Glorious. How is everybody's Easter going? How are we all? How is everything? How are you? More specifically. You having a good one? Who else is hobbying tonight? And if so, what are you doing? Because I am sorting myself out currently. I don't need to think I'm disorganised. I want you to know I'm disorganised and pity me. Should be an object of sadness and ridicule. Squashing the dog behind the door. This is nice. Right. Oof. So I had to go away and get refreshment. Right. So, yes. What are we doing tonight? Doing okay. Just waiting on the work day to end. What time is it there, Mal? I get so confused. You guys, I'm amazed you can you can type and hang on to the planet at the same time. Because everything being upside down, you must have to like really grip hard, otherwise you fall off. Constantly amazed. Hello! Hello, Larkbeard. How are you, buddy? Are you well? It's all good with you. Eldfall, that game that has pretty miniatures and makes you roll dice. Indeed, Shampoo. Like no others, it's a completely unique mechanic. Just after 3 PM. Dear Lord. Very strange. 6 hours. Which day? Hang on. Is it Tuesday or is it Monday there? I'm so confused. But most of the day doing very little other than building miniatures, playing some PUBG. Ugh. I didn't play PUBG today. I wanted to, but I didn't. I had an epic game on PUBG a little while back, and it's kind of been ruined for me ever since. I've been like, I really want to play, no, it's not going to be as good as that game. So I've kind of been cooling my jets a little bit, but yeah. I'm about to build more Eldfall. Nice, Blissful Badger. This is true and good. This is the way it should be. I highly approve. I need to find a reference for this. Unusually for me, I'm going to use a reference. Normally, we don't do that, but we are tonight. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's a good job I'm good looking, because my brains are for absolute toffee. That's the exact word that I was thinking of. Right. So I'm going to stick him down there. And have this back over here. And oh, that was not the right button at all. Get up. There we go. Need to finish painting up the Eldfall fellows and girls. Just got the elemental done and started on the succubus girl over the weekend. Nice, Mal. How are you finding them? Are you enjoying painting them? Are you having fun with it? I hope so. Heavy, about 80 much standard Easter painting the last Kaisotsu from my box. Nice, good job. So you were getting started. You were doing that one, right? So if so, finishing that off is an epic achievement. Bravo, good job. Go you. Right, now can I make all of the stuff that I want to work? I can't, it doesn't fit. Oh dear, we're gonna need another blooming screen, and it's very disappointing. Anyway, this badger taking a few hours away from... Don't mention that name in this room. I don't need it. I don't... Stop it. I keep hearing Drop Fleet Commander around the place, and... stop it. Easter was good, lots of kid playtime, nice foods, and family went to a sort of kid-friendly festival. Kid was obsessed with a beach chair. Good times. It does sound like good times, Shampoo. It does indeed sound like good times. This is what we like to hear. And recovering from your epic game of Saturday night, I'm sure. Genuine pleasure that was. So, this is a Mission Bowmaster, if you've not seen it. So I discovered on Saturday night that the Eldfall Chronicles Escalation League that I'm running and TOing in, I'm also playing in, because one of my players decided that he couldn't do the Bolt Action Escalation League that I'm running at the same time and Eldfall. So he decided to step away from Eldfall for the time being. So yeah, I got to step in to make even numbers. So I suddenly have a game this month and need to be fully painted. So that's exciting. Not even... I like the book of the TT Kick in the Door raid game. I think it's Strike Team Commander? Ever go to retail? The promo models they did for it were just... Yeah, I think so. I think the plan is for Strike Team Commander to go to retail. There's like a whole... I think there's 4 games they want in there. So I would imagine it's coming. I have no idea when. One of my members on Discord is going to put me in contact with TT Combat because they're looking for people to work with them, and I have a major itch to get back into Drop Zone. Even a cream won't sort this one out, to be honest with you. This is quite a substantial itch, so I think it's going to need to be scratched with miniatures. Got to show the brush water gloves. Look at this. Product placement. Brush water. Nice. So, yes. I'll say it, but the corgis, the defensive time to speed paint some stuff. No. I'd rather play painted than speed paint. It's not in me. I don't like it. It's not me. It's not my whole thing. So, you played well. Shampoo played me on Saturday night, and it was his first time out with the Corregidor. Corregidor versus what was I running? Shindabutai. A nice little 250 point list. It was a lot of fun. He did well. We were playing a classic. We were playing highly classified, which, if you know your ITS missions, is old school as they come. So yeah. Hey, whoa, Kaz, thank you. Cheers. What? Why? Thank you. Right. Thank you. That's very kind, Kaz. And what's up at my home slice indeed. Deadlines do tend to help, Headby, you're quite right. Trying to figure out if tech is something that, like, maybe more physical, like, oh dear, don't. No, you're crazy. Oh dear Lord. Newbies! Shampoo, your crazy koalas did a lot of work, but I'm very good at taking them apart. So, you didn't get a great example because you're playing against a veteran who's like, okay, well, you've inconvenienced me with these, so I'm just going to deal with them. I'd like to point out, before anyone's concerned, that Shampoo, I think, was on his 4th game, and we drew. It was a draw at the end of the game, so he did well. So, yes, Lockbeard, any tips on the Bolt Action Escalation? What sort of tips are you after, buddy? As in running one, or as in playing in one? Because, obviously, it depends, which will be written on my tombstone, all probability. So, I'm going to point out, so I've got 2 Misha Bowmaster because I have, alright? You can judge me or you like, I don't care. I've got 2. So this one's going to be kind of sort of grey with blue accents. And the other one's going to be blue with grey accents. So we're going to do sort of mirror them. Or maybe even some purple in it, I don't know. I haven't fully decided yet, but I think this one's going to be sort of more white in colour. This chap. I'm starting with the amazing Trousers of Awesomeness because that lets me avoid the abs. And I let's go. Can you see those abs? I am feeling a little inadequate right now. That is person right there. That is just person. This here is just oof. I mean, I'm nearly like that. I'm just going to leave that there. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Both. Cool. So with it depends on the type of community. So I'm a great believer in, if you're going to do like events, you need to tailor it to your community, and you need to tailor what the people around you want to play. So the people around me are very keen on kind of, there's a really big competitive scene in the Netherlands for bolt action. So the people around me want to play super funsy happy times, because everywhere else you go in the Netherlands, it's all proper serious grown-up grumpy games. So we tend to have like escalation games that are more chill, more fun. So, I mean, the first mission, you're not allowed to take any armoured platoons. You've got to keep it only into infantry. We're keeping it really simple and light and fluffy. But like I've done, this goes with tournaments as well. I did a tournament that you had to bring armour. It was just, you had to spam armour. That was required, and stuff like that. So you tailor it to what you want to do. And we've done some custom missions. This time we're doing some narrative missions out of the main book, just because we haven't done before. So let's do that. Let's see how that goes. And it's really interesting. It provides a different sort of take on the game, and a different feel for the game. So on that front, I'm actually running one tailored to your community. I've got to stop leaning on the cat on the light, because every time I get off, you guys get seasick. Anyway. So tailor your missions and tailor your structure to the community that's around you. If you're a TO, I'm a great believer in it being your job to sort of service the community and what they want, and make the people happy. And you do that by listening and finding what they want. So that is what I would do to run one. And then it's a matter of promoting it, and having a good tournament pack does a world of wonders, because it lets people understand exactly what they're getting involved with. And it stops you getting asked the same question 50 times. Well, in theory it does. You still get asked the same question, but you can just go, it's in the tournament pack, which is linked above. I.e., cough and stop asking me stupid questions. So that's the operational side. I'm going to go back and check the chat for a second. Where are we? Wait a second. Donate button. Oh, God. No tag. I would like you to sign my petition to remove tag and their stupid to Specfire bot. It's not the Specfire bot that's the problem. The problem with TAC is the ability to spam over 20 camo markers in a 300-point list and still have other stuff on the board. That's the problem with TAC. Just like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's just so, oh, God. It's like the French all over again, but worse somehow. So, yeah, that's the problem with TAC. As a newbie into the universe, I was like, cool, koalas. That's kind of whack, but cool. No, they're little robot. So basically, Heavy, if you've not seen them, a crazy koala. He looks around to see if he has one near him. He does not. It's a little guy, and you can you deploy it, and then it runs out anywhere within 8 inches of your trooper that puts it down, and then it sits there. And then when an enemy gets within 8 inches of it, it charges at them and explodes. It's a little robot, though. It's not an actual koala. We're not like strapping stuff to, this is actually just a little, so it's fine. But they are hilariously filthy and very, very funny, because you can just area denial the stuffing out of, the board by getting enough of these on the board. And there's specifically units like Morans which have them for nomads, which are horrible in themselves, and yeah, they're brilliant. I love them. Yours, my friend. Vestivals, like, yeah. Champ, why? Let's see for the box of you being awesome or both. Both is good. First of all, the box isn't. No, I'm not going to say that. Thank you very much, Shampoo. I'm buying the custard cakes next time, because clearly that's a lot of custard cakes I'm buying. Watching other people paint makes me realise I don't thin my paints enough. I don't thin my paints enough. Also, speed painting doesn't mean using speed paint. I don't like speed paint or contrast paint either. Yeah, but like slap chop and that kind of thing. I don't know. Painting is one of these things. I am zen and happy and love it up until the point where I've had enough and then I need to stop. So like, when I'm in the mood for it, I can go for hours and just happily paint my miniatures and all that kind of stuff, and it's all gravy. And then I get to the point where I'm done. But when I'm kind of tinkering and layering and doing some wet blending and stuff, I can do that for hours, and I'm happy with that. I love doing that. It doesn't get me stuff bashed out, but it depends whether your objective is finishing miniatures or doing something you're happy with. And unfortunately, darling, I'm an artiste, so I like to do things that I'm happy with. So it's one of those things. Camo doesn't care. You don't worry about it. A nice sensor clears them out. That's true. Rolling 12s, 8s in a single game. 12 8s in a single game. Just no. Yeah, okay, that's broken. Burn it with fire. That's one specific bot, though, dude. I think you just steal it and stamp on it. End of problem. I tried it, but it felt stupid. Kaz, I think you found your nemesis. I can't not paint with speed paint. My crutches become a need. Well, fair play. There's zero judgment here at all for anyone who uses. Painting is the thing. Doing the hobby, doing the thing that you love and that you enjoy is the thing. I don't care how you do it. And anyone that does is an idiot. I see a lot of people getting very snotty about like slap chop and all this kind of stuff and speed paint. And it's like, it's a freaking hobby. Don't judge people for doing their hobby the way they want to. What's wrong with you? I simply cannot with that at all. Just, for God's sake, it's toy soldiers. It's, anyway. But no judgment here, dude. As long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're enjoying it, then crack on. That's what matters most. Also, they are my shade layering base cut tools. Fair play. If it works, dude. If it works, it's all good. There are bits and pieces that I use speed paint equivalents for, so no shade on it at all. No shade on speed paint. No, sorry. Larkbeard, yes, the crazy koala is a hugging machine. Ariadne should not have tiny koala pods. No, especially not with stick of dynamites, because knowing CB, where that stick of dynamite is going to end up is not going to go well for the koala pod, which is not a thing. For God's sake, if CB come out with a koala pod, I'm holding you personally responsible for that. I have to say. And as to you were asking about for escalation, again, without knowing missions, you can't really give solid sort of advice as to what to take. But I think in the current game at the moment, it's important to have flexibility. It's important to be able to deal with massed infantry if you're facing Soviets or idiots running around with armor. I say that because it's normally me. If they're playing Gem. So you want stuff that has like high rates of fire and can put out pins. So if you can get HMGs in your list and stuff like that, it's good because you can always pin out armor rather than killing it. But you want some stuff that's going to like put down templates and cause problems all the way around. Flexibility is key, and then redundancy effectively, dude. That's what I'd recommend taking in a specific list, or just absolutely root running a spam list and being like, right, I'm going to take loads of like veteran infantry, all with submachine guns and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, one or the other, flexible or spam. That's kind of where I'm at with that. But I would normally go flexible because I think it's more forgiving. You're less likely to be in a situation where you go, I'm stuffed. You know? For general knowledge, Ariadne currently has a moat dank looking robot on tiny tracks. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Now, Winters, the Elemental was done with a base of speed paint and then some thin opaque paints to, yeah, perfectly. Awesome work, bud. Awesome work. So far, the Night Princess has been speed paints. Just do, Jeff, do what makes you happy. Life is too short to worry about people who worry about the technique you use for painting. Honest to God, I cannot with that at all. It's just, no. Stop it. Worry about something that matters to the people that get uppity about such things. I've got a very good friend of mine who's a heck of a painter, and he's been using an airbrush. He's like the hipster. He was using an airbrush for miniatures before everyone was using airbrushes for miniatures. And people used to be like, oh, you're cheating. Oh, it's using airbrush is cheating. And you fast forward a couple of years and everybody's using the airbrush for just like, calm yourself. Anywho, people are stupid. With miniatures, as with so much else, whatever gets you through the night. Nuclear Kid, bravo, bravo. Absolutely right, brother. All the way forward. Kaz, that's what always annoyed me, especially with the YouTube Elite, where you won't find any of that round here, Poppet. Contrast speed paint is for noobs. Don't use them on wash. Always made me feel awful until I found War Hipster. Yeah, you're always going to get some idiot that wants to yuck your yum, and I've got zero time for them. They're just a waste of space. It's like there's things I have opinions on, and I give opinions on, but I always try and caveat that with, this is my opinion. This is not the truth, because what we're talking about normally in those circumstances is subjective, which means it's not a fact. It's what I think, and that's it. And just do with it what you will. If it sounds like something you'd agree with, you probably will agree with it. But if it sounds like something you think is complete tosh, you probably disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine. People putting opinions out as fact, I cannot. Anyway, Cosmos Light is probably my favourite sectorial flavour-wise. The Camarade and the Dorsey half killed many more of us than the enemy. Yeah. They are very cool. You do have space bears. You do have space bears. They are very, very funky. Nothing wrong with speed paints. It's a great and convenient way to get good results. I've used them in the past on projects, but I prefer regular opaque paints. Yeah, it's all flavour. Hey, Dorina, welcome back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You mean they're as useful as a fart in a spacesuit? Are we talking about speed paints or Cosmoflot? Or both? Or opinions? Oh dear. Or all three. I mean, I think it's a bit harsh on Cos. I'm not going to disagree with you, because again, opinions are opinions, but yeah. Oh god, these miniatures are too pretty. Oh, they really are. I get the every time I start painting an Eldfall miniature, I get to a certain point and I'm like, god, I'm not good enough to do this. Just get that genuine feeling of concern. But hey, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let's get my insecurities really going and get some abs on this beast. So that's what you lot need to see tonight, some abs. Totally get that. And for them as well, just not skilled enough to use any of them. Nah, Kaz, you'll get there or you won't, as long as you're happy with your results. It does not matter, bud. It does not matter. Opinions. I use spray paints for shadings and stuff. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, absolutely. They are as much use as a fart in a spacesuit. You're completely right. Equally as disappointing. Listen, as long as you're not drinking the paint, you're doing it safely. Brush water is okay though. You can get a product that will help you not even do that. Just saying. Available from all good, from my merch store. It's available from my merch store. It's the only place where you can get that specific one. So, yeah. Do with that what you will. Would recommend. It's been a while since I've drunk paint water, but I'm glad that I'm definitely not going to. And it's nice to have a bigger... I was using smaller water reservoirs for cleaning my brushes. This is just nicer. I prefer a big reservoir, chaps and chapettes. I do. It's just me. No shade again, but it's just me. There we go in here. This guy has more muscles than us technically anatomically correct. I'm sorry. I'm not believing this. Still, paint him in. Inadequacies later. Being a little inadequate. What about brush licking? Made it! Gene Dean, hello, hello. Heavy brush licking is essential for getting a point on the end of your brush. All this fancy blooming YouTuber, roll it on there, roll it. No. Stick it in your gob, give it a suck. Do not clip that, anyone. Anywho, you know what I mean. Brush licking is the way forward. It binds you to the miniature forever. If you don't do it, the miniature won't perform as well in game. It doesn't contain any of your DNA. That's what it is. Got to get your dribble in there, guys and girls. It's got to be done. Them's the rules. I washed quite a few brushes out in my tea. Yeah, tea's not that good of a medium for cleaning acrylic paint away. That's the disappointing thing. Like Biswick as well, and you cannot lie. Kaz, behave yourself. Don't. I'm not reading it. I'm not doing it. I mean, that's very good, but I'm still not reading it. If you link enough brushes, you ascend to demonhood. That would explain a lot, to be fair. Hey, Neil, good evening. Hello. Happiest of Easters to you, amigo. How are you? Are you well? I would ask if you've had a good Easter, but I can imagine you've had a busy one. All your community activities. So yes, I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you're having fun. Good to see you, and thanks for joining. Where's his neck go? Oh, this is. I should have done this without. I was like, do I want to stick the bow on? Of course I want to stick the bow on, because then I can use it in game. It's been a while. It's going to be a while till I paint it. Now the bow's in the damn way. Hey ho. Well, I did see the Vegemite painting video, and the tea staining is the thing that's absolutely true. And I don't know what the Vegemite painting video is. I think that I sort of value my innocence on that one. This is it's not a cult. Shamp, stop it. That's why I don't like Army Painter speed paints. They perform amazing, but they taste so bad. Absolutely. This is the problem. This is the problem. Some paints you just put in your mouth and you're like, ugh. It's just regret. The problem is, I'm glad they don't taste too nice, because otherwise you'd be like, tasty. I had this conversation many years ago. They should make them taste like banana and strawberry. It's like, no, you never stop. You just, you know, in a moment of just absolute insanity, you'd end up taking an entire bottle of Sunset, Avalanche Sunset or something down, and then where would you be? Weird coloured pea for weeks. It's just a bad idea. Nicely flavoured paint is about, oh, bit of skin coloured bow there. Oh yeah, we are being very messy with this base layer. My good God. This is less painting and more carpet bombing, but it's going to be fine. We'll tidy it up later. I'm making sure it gets to the edges. That's what I'm going with, guys. Definitely getting to the edges and beyond. Vegemite is by Heresy for Heretics. Okay, Larbeard, I bow to your knowledge on that one. It's Australian. I know nothing about it. They're upside down. Still amazed they hold on to stuff. Anyway. I watched the Vegemite painting video as well, and it was quite funny. Oh God, now I'm intrigued. GW contracts at ISKI, yes, can confirm they are indeed Jindine. There is no necessary, it's not necessary to make something that vile. In Everland, under the sunset. But AK Quick Gent, not too bad. Agreed. We have similar tastes in paint, Jindine. Once gave a kid pencils that smelled of fruit. Like red pencils smelled like strawberry. That doesn't seem like that would end well, Shampoo. We don't know until we try. We don't know until we try. You're quite right. That's absolutely true. That is 100% true. Come now, we all have our favourite flavours of paint. I'm a big fan of Pro A Bright Neutral Grey. That is a taste sensation I've yet to enjoy. I should put that on my on my menu for a later exploration. I need that black. Where's me black? See, look, this, you know what's magical about this? This is Army Painter Speed Paint, but this is first gen. So this, if you look at it funny, reactivates. It's brilliant. Love that stuff. Did you mean to put me here, or should I just spread to everywhere else on the miniature? Don't do that. So it does. Okay, what about pepper pencils? You are shaving them anyway. Why would you want pepper pencils? What? No, that sounds like torture. I mean, unless you're really into pepper again. I'm just not that into pepper. Also, no, I wouldn't. No. No need. Nothing beats the good old inks. Cat vomit acidity, true. I see an Eldfall mini and I want to paint in black. Well, this bow, it needs to be brown. But what I managed to do is hit a bit that needs to remain black to give definition between the bindings and the wood. So that needs to go black again. You should watch Flashing Badger Painting if you're part of a painting swap program, like Min's. Good God. No, I don't have time for stuff like that. It's sometimes I look at the other like content creators and they're out there like, hey, we should totally collab. There's one collab that, well, no, there's about five. There's about 5 collabs that I want to do. I just don't have time, and like, yeah, I just don't. That's the problem. I don't have time. I have too much stuff going on, and too much stuff that has to go on, and that needs to go on. It hasn't gone on yet. So like the idea, and plus I can be quite chaotic sometimes. I know it looks like it's all organised and structured, but behind the scenes, it can be a little bit chaotic with what I'm gonna do and my planning and stuff. Because I try and put out stuff to you guys that has inspired me in that sort of period of time. So like, yeah, I tend to put out stuff that I'm interested in seeing, and that can mean that sometimes I'll get something together and I'll be like, I don't like that, actually, that's not going out. I had it just over a week ago, actually. I recorded an entire video on setting up infinity tables, because everybody wants a video on setting up infinity tables. I don't know, I spent well over an hour editing it. I'd spent several hours shooting it. Longer planning it and putting some bits and pieces around it and all the rest of it, and I was going to do some 3D like modelling stuff to go with it. And I was watching it in the edit. Excuse me for a second. Just opening my soul, and I didn't like it. I watched the video and I thought, that's not what I want to say. That's not how I want to say it. That's not good. That's not good enough. So it had to go away. So that video is never going to see the light of day. It's mostly done, but it's just a bit, pardon my language, but it's a bit crap. I wasn't happy with it. So hello, Vincent. How you feeling, buddy? You still sore from Saturday, or have you applied cream and ointment to sort of calm the burning sensation? Have a go with some afterburner cheese. What on earth? Just eating some black pepper crackers with extra mature cheddar and jalapeno jam. Very tasty. Go with some afterburner cheese. That's, Darina, that sounds... I'm nervous. I have a visceral reaction to YouTubers saying, let's paint quickly and airbrush inks. Yeah. I have an issue with that when the people that are doing it have got a frickin' team behind them to edit it together. Because first of all, they spank it together in about 15 minutes, as you say, and it's like, yeah, by the power of edit. And they can do that in a week, because they've got somebody that they can go, here, monkey, this is the structure, go edit that so it's pretty, I'm going to go and do something else. I don't have that. It's really annoying, because I have to do it myself, and I don't like editing. So, that doesn't help. That was necessary, buddy. I did, yeah. Poor Vincent here played a game of Infinity versus... He's definitely one of the best players in the Netherlands. Definitely. He went to the Interplanetario in Spain and was 4th in his particular tournament. So the guy's got a vicious streak a mile wide. And yeah, then Vincent was a mile wide when he was done with it. It was just like, yeah, completely unnecessary and brutal. But he had fun, didn't you? You enjoyed it from a certain perspective, sort of in hindsight, looking back on it. What if you just don't edit? I try not to. That's sometimes why, like, the one-shots to camera, and sometimes when I'm doing PowerPoints and stuff like that, and using that sort of as a structure, then I can get away with zero editing. But there's certain things that you need to edit together that just don't work. Like, yeah, you kind of have to. And sometimes you do stupid things and you have to edit those out. And sometimes you're in the middle of a particularly delightfully brilliant flow, and then the postman turns up and like bang, bang, bang on the door. It's like, I'm sure I want whatever you've bought, but right now I want to stick it somewhere inappropriate. And that's nothing against postmen, it's just against their timing. Mr. Vandium. Good evening and welcome. Hello. Darina, I ordered some of the Infinity RPG books and a set of tiles as extras. I got a hit location D20, character sheets pad, NPC pads, and some tokens. So you've just dipped your toe in it then, Darina, just light touch basically. Sort of up to your ears in it. I own some of them because it's useful for lore. When I'm doing certain projects and bits and pieces, it's nice to have the reference there, I have to say. Love editing. Ugh. Mrs. Hydra, it can sometimes get really lost in editing, and it's not a skill I have. I am the archetypal creative, but not in that area. And the problem with that is, if it's not in my area, I'm not interested. That's what it boils down to. Don't care, not fun. Not fun is not getting done. Because I also have the self-control of a 4-year-old. Don't want to do it, can't make me, I hate you. So yeah, there's that to be said for things. But again, good to know yourself. Good to know one's limitations. Why even remotely in frame tonight? I can't, it's just not bad. It's alright, isn't it? Go me. Okay, good stuff. I'm going to put that one. Oh no, that one. Oh god, I can't work stuff tonight. It's just difficult. You know, that's black. Don't use black. Stupid things you edit out should be in a bloopers reel at the end of your videos. Some of the things I edit out cannot be in blooper reels anywhere that involve monetization. Whew. I know that I seem charming and delightful, but I can swear like a sailor on a Friday night sometimes. And yeah, if like, I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was an early Warcrow video. So picture the scene. It's early in Warcrow, and there were very few references for pronunciation. Now, I don't know whether you've seen how the traitor elf faction's name is written. S-Y, I think it's S-Y-E with a like doodly-doo over the top. N-A-N-A-N, I think. Anyway, and I was trying to say this blooming name in a video, and it just wasn't. No, Larkbeard, exactly that. But when you haven't heard it said, it's like but of course it's in the middle of a sentence. So I'm being like, and then of course we come to the interesting Wood Elf faction. And one of these sentences I must have tried to say about 15 times. And of course, you don't want to. It's a new faction. You're trying to be, you know, really like sort of getting your terminology right. So you don't want to just say the Wood Elves in the middle of it. You want to stick with the accurate, correct term. By about the 10th, every time I screwed it up, which was becoming a thing at that point, I was just, I was rage incarnate, and the language was I was shocked at myself. When I came back to edit it later and remove those particular moments of abject stupidity, I was like, okay, I feel a bit awkward listening to this, let alone editing that. I'm just going to get rid of most of this. That's not even a word. I don't think that's correct, knowing the person's mother. Anyway, it was quite shocking. And for reference, it's CNN, which isn't really difficult, but for some reason, in that moment, that was not one of the options, and that was not a word I'd ever heard before, or syllables I'd ever put together, and therefore was not coming out of my mouth. So yeah, some of the bloopers that come out are brilliant. I did once go on a very inappropriate rant about Carlos from Corvus Belli. That never made it to the light of day. When you realise you've recorded, you said something, you're like, ooh, that was maybe not. We'll just take that out. It was one of those moments. Infinity RPG, wanted to have a look at it, but I bounced off the amount of books they have. Like, one for every faction. I come from Pazio Pathfinder School. Yes, you are a simple man from simpler times. But, shampoo, hampoo, what you need to do is get into the game, know the factions, and then you can make a decision about which ones you want. And then that's the end of the problem, really, isn't it? Because then you only need one or two of the books. And then you can try out the system. Really simple, really. It's clearly the way forward. It's a bit high. It's got a bit of a blue ab now. Still. Better reflects my green. But the multiple attempts at saying the name wrong would be a great blue. I appreciate that, Multiverse. There is also the little sting of pride that is like, I'm clearly an idiot and shouldn't do this job if I'm incapable of saying that. Clearly. But, no, one day I will. And there's certain stuff that one day, I promise you this, when I have an editor, I will get the editor to put together some comedy gold for your entertainment. How does that sound? Does that sound nice? I think so. Right, I need me greys. I seem to have a thing at the moment where I'm painting so much grey and I'm using the same formula because it makes me happy. And I have this chat with myself like, well, you should try a different way of doing it. It's like, but I like this. So why on earth would I? If I'm happy with it, just do it, clearly. But that is definitely the effect we were talking about previously about the pressure that you feel to sort of progress and do things differently and be interesting. And you're like, yeah. It's like, you're on social media, you need to do things uniquely. It's like, I am doing stuff uniquely. I'm doing it my way. And I don't need to, something makes me happy. Ultimately, I'm the one that's putting these on the table, so I don't really care what other people think. It's nice when people are like, you're doing a good job, that looks really pretty. That was a very unsubtle hint. But I don't do this for the validation. I paint for myself and to kind of, I guess maybe like inspire other people. If I can put this on the table and be happy with it, you can put your stuff on the table and be happy with it too. That kind of feeling. So yeah, I don't need to change it up, but I do feel the pressure too. I do feel that kind of, like I should want to do it differently, like I should break the process that I've got and the structure that I'm happy with to appease some standard that I don't necessarily agree with or even like can't properly express, I guess. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. It is hard to start painting fantasy models for a game if you never did it before. Is it very hard? Hang on, I missed a load of things. 1 second, Peter. I'm going to come back to that because that's a really interesting question. 3 books if you want tags, 5 if you want REMs, and a faction for your friend. I'm only partly joking, but you know, eventually, who knows? You are the absolute king of eventually who knows, Shampoo. Like, you're going to play this game. Shampoo knows so much about this game, it's quite alarming, but he's like, I'm never going to play it. I'm never going to play it. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Mr. Van Dam. Putting stuff on the table is the way forward. A piece of unfathomable god, a machine god with a machine heart and a machine mind. F that god. Agreed, Shampoo. Paint for yourself. Paint to make yourself happy. Paint to your standard. That's what we try and do around here. Peter, to answer your question, is it difficult to paint fantasy stuff? No more than anything else. I think the challenge can be when you get into a new system is coming up with a scheme. Unless you're going kind of using the studio scheme that the company that created the game came up with, then you've got to come up with a different set of inspiration. And if you're used to big spaceman with gun, then that's a very different aesthetic to like delicate wood elf of power from the dream dimensions. Ooh. Just sort of channeling my inner Charlie the Unicorn there. But magical Leopleurodon. But no, I don't think it's specifically like more difficult. I just think it's a different way of thinking, and you have a whole set of different like materials and structures and things to think about. Like obviously, looking at this guy here, he's got a lot of fabric on him. When I cross compare it to the last thing that I was working on, the last thing I was working on stream was Chuckles here. There's no fabric on Chuckles. He is all metal and bad attitude and stuff like that. So these two are very different conceptually. The techniques are the same, Like I'm going to use the way that I've blended this green in is the same way that I'm going to use to blend in this grey to get that to flow nicely. But when you came up with the scheme, they're a very different set of structures. So that's just research and trying stuff. And the first colour scheme that I did for my Soga, I hated. I put it together and I was like, yeah, damn it. But that's, you know, you can strip the miniatures and you can go again. So shrooms. Absolutely, I have so many shrooms on my bases, which I hate mushrooms. I really do. They grow on poop and death. I don't know why anyone would put that in their mouth. You know? Magical Leopleurodons, absolutely. Did I make them? No, I didn't, Larkbeard. They are from AK. Because I saw them and I was like, hell yes, I'm having those on my jungle floor. And now I do. And I'm wildly happy. Is how one should be. I haven't seen Charlie the Unicorn in years. I'm going to have to go and dig out some Charlie the Unicorn again later. That was a simpler age. A more refined... There's nothing refined about Charlie the Unicorn. It was about as refined as Happy Tree Friends, which somebody was talking about the other day. Like, somebody recommended I watch the Happy Tree Friends. What do you think about that? If I can watch. They grow on death. Most of the food I eat is dead. Yes, at most. But if you leave that dead food out, eventually some fungus is going to grow on it, which tells you everything you need to know. I love mushrooms, but I also put questionable things in mine. Kaz, so we've heard. So we have heard. Did you name him Chuckles because that's what you dropped? It broke apart. No, he doesn't actually have a name yet. Only one of my rems has got a proper name. I have a Vostok. If anyone knows what Vostoks are for nomads, I have a Vostok whose name is LV426 because hell yeah, of course it is. You've got to have these cute code numbers on the side of your rem. And I was like, what code number do I know that's kind of funky? Oh yeah, as a bit of an Alien fan. That worked in wildly appropriate ways. We were very happy with that. And actually, since he's had that name, he's been a bit of a beast. He's done some serious work. Has old LV426. Most people that have met him have regretted it, and a lot of them haven't lived to regret it. Oh, face. So yeah, his Chuckles isn't his proper name yet. He's not been blooded. He's not been out on the table yet. So I'm going to get him out on the table and see how he actually does. And then when we've seen him in game, he'll get his name probably. Which hopefully won't be Captain Disappointment. But who knows? Yes, Charlie the Unicorn. That's called fermenting. Is it though? Is it that is when something's being rotted and therefore being consumed by mushrooms? Is that called fermenting? I think you'll find that's yeast, which is not the same thing. We're okay with yeast. Yeast is fine. Don't mind a bit of yeast. After all, makes beer. The beast from the yeast. Anyway, sorry. Somebody needs to make a beer called the Beast from the Yeast. That would be hilarious. I'd drink the hell out of that on principles. My remote did not give face hugs. Not yet, anyway. Or the Vostok. The Vostok didn't. The Vostok tends to just appear inconveniently on the side of a wall and then shoot everything. He's very much a surprise MF type character. I'm sorry, you didn't know this Mark 12 could go on the side of a building? Well, here I am. Let me educate you. I did have fun with my, what was I running? A Rushi. If you know your Infinity, I was running a Rushi on Saturday night, and I used a Evo hacker to put marksmanship on it, and then comedy ensued. So it was like, ah, bang, 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 bang. He did do some work, although to be fair, I ended up not being able to use him because I disco balled, and then, yeah. Had to rely on a Yamabushi to go and slice everybody up with his big choppy stick of chopness. I know a guy who used resurrected yeast from an archaeological find, brewed a beer that just won an award. 1, cool. 2, has he not seen the thing? Does this not seem unwise? You don't take, like, you don't take archaeological stuff and then, no. That's just stupid. That's asking for trouble. If this that's how you get zombies. I'm sorry, but it is. That is how you get zombies. Class should be its name. You think class? No, I'm not giving that one. I'm not picking that one up. As in, I don't know where that's from. I don't get that reference. There's so many references you have to keep up with these days. And these kids coming out with all these fancy terminologies. Honestly. How's that look? So I think I'm going to brighten this bit here up just a little bit. Just give it some... There we go. I think that's nicer. I think that's nicer. And then the back a bit. There we go. Got like a really strong line. I'm using a reference to the miniature, and they've got a really strong line across here on the studio miniature. I'm not feeling that. No, I don't really particularly like that strength of colour. I think that's as strong as I'm going to go. That doesn't look bad. I'm kind of okay with that. Kind of looks alright to me. Drink time. Now, what colour to do these lumpy bits? Don't know. Now with blue here, so this is going to be blue. I'm going to do some brown colour around the rope work, because, yeah. Do I want something contrasty, or do I want something a little bit more flat? Maybe a dark... Oh, that was just me trying to shorten Chuckles. Oh yeah, I get you, Chuckles. Into something robot sounding. I like it. Yeah, there's got to be, you know... I was tempted at one point, although I'm not proud of this. I was tempted to call one R2FU, because that just amused me. But then I realised that I'm not 12 and other people are going to see these things. There's got to be a degree of like, yeah, no, that's the thing I did, rather than, yeah, that's the thing I did. So, little bit of self-respect left. Not much, mind, but a little bit. Just a little fraction. Needs to pop more, not popping enough. That's better. Alright, need to head out and actually work while I'm working. Cass, that seems dumb. Don't do that. Don't work while you're working. That's very disappointing. Take care, buddy. Thank you for the tip. That was very nice. The super chat. That was very, very kind indeed. I appreciated that very much. Thank you, buddy. Very nice of you. Don't work too hard. The stuff's overrated. Don't do that. Leave that for other people. Definitely. Who else is hobbying tonight while we're chatting? Anyone else actually getting paint on miniatures? I imagine that Mr. Van Diem is. The mighty problem himself. Whilst I think about it, if you have an account on Twitch and you want to go and subscribe over there, that would be cool. Or follow over there, should I say. And if you want to subscribe, that's cool. Especially if you have a Prime account, you can do it for free. And that helps me and the channel and all that kind of stuff. I'm supposed to be... I was supposed to be streaming every Thursday, but I've got a grown-up day job project which is seeing me away from home or working in an office, which is just not my nature or habitat at all, every Wednesday and Friday. So then that means that on a Tuesday and a Thursday I've got to get all my videos and everything else done, which is quite a lot. I'm quite a busy little chap. I know you wouldn't think about it, but that's true. Jink, glad you're painting. Shampoo, you're painting skin on Highlanders shampoo, committing to not fully painting tartan. And I have that rocket launcher Scott Guard I'm chipping away out. Leave the Scott Guard alone, no one needs rocket launchers. Rubbish, terrible. Don't do that, terrible. Hey Shampoo, good news, you can get all of Caledonia soon. Won't that be exciting? Mal, you're not tonight going to be popping out to my FOGS to play some War Machine. Nice, dude. Did you win the other day? You were playing the other day. Did you win? How did that go? Tell me. The people need to know. Thanks, Evie. This mini has big Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke vibes. Yeah, I can get that. I love the sort of quiet drama of these guys. It's like absolute badass with awesome bow, but not stupid. They're supposed to be these highly trained kind of elite masters, hence the name Bowmaster, of the bow. And I get that vibe from them, you know? I like it when you have that kind of, you look at it and you're like, yeah, you look like you know what you're doing with one of those. And it's, yeah, the pose suggests that to me, which I love. Ugh, more water. I'm currently mixing some foam coat to cover these trench tiles. Ah, you were doing really good work. Does this model have a hat? It does not have a hat. He does not have a hat, unfortunately. I'm not painting. Oh, he has got a headscarf though, I think, from memory. Hey, thanks. Oh, cheers, Heavy. Appreciate that. And Larkbeard as well. Thank you. Yeah, no, I need. I'd already said thank you for that. I'm saying it again. He does have like a little headscarfy thing that I need to paint, which is actually red on the original miniature, but it's probably going to be blue on here, I'm afraid. I hate to break that to you. Hate to give you the sad news, but that's where we are. And that's supposed to be white. Oh, that's okay. That's the thing. Guess we can do that. Excuse me. It's just didn't quite get the edge of the stomach right. It's been annoying me. Scratch the dogs. You've been gifted Africa Core for bolt action. Awesome, dude. That's cool. Dorina, they're very, very funky. So what have you got so far? Have you just got infantry, or have you got other stuff? Looking at the menu, I'm wondering if you could pull that bow. Yeah, these are historically accurate weapons. They're based on stuff that existed in the world, apparently. I just tried some edge paneling on a tiny toy blaster. Might do a cosplay for Interplanetario. Ooh, you're going to Interplanetario? I didn't know this. I'm going to Interplanetario. Very exciting. I'm going to Interplanetario if I ever get my poop together and sort out accommodation, which I need to do. And flights, because that's also if I want to get there. But it's going to be cool. We're going. It's as a contingent from the Netherlands is heading down. It's a sort of semi-invasion territory, the number of people that's coming. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be a fun one, I think. I think we're going to have a good group of people there. So yeah, it'd be good to meet you, dude, if you're there. Or you haven't received them yet? Who gifted them to you? That's cool. I like getting gifts. It's nice. That was not a hint. It's nice getting gifts. I got an email a couple of days ago. It's one of the weird things of doing this kind of stuff, of doing like the YouTube kind of stuff, when you get into influencer programs and stuff, which I still maintain I'm not an influencer, just so we're clear, because that just makes me feel mucky and I need a shower. But you just have these random moments where, like the other day, I got an email from, I think, DHL saying, your package is coming from Warlord. And you have this moment of like, what did I order? what happened? what have I stupidly gone, that's a good idea, and bought the thing of? Nope, they've just shipped some stuff. I guess it's related to Armies of Italy, so I guess we've got some Italians on the way. That would be my guess. But I thought that the other day and something from Conflict turned up, so that was kind of a, okay. Cheers. Thanks for that. Yeah. Excuse me. 8 minis built so far. I'd have more done if it hadn't been for that priestess. What happened with your priestess? Although I remember her fingers were bloody sharp. I remember she drew blood on me. Actually got cut by that monster. Bit of a beast. And did everyone see the silhouettes for Sunspear for Helion the other day? They went out on social media end of last week. Sunspear is coming. It's glorious. Ugh, love that. Just dump a bit of grey right on the black, right on the edge of the black. That's blue even. That's so annoying. I feel like I'm getting my light wrong here a little bit on this one. Doesn't feel quite right. That's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. We can make this work. Doesn't sound like a bad problem to have. People sending you stuff with no. I agree. Don't get me wrong. It's a really weird sensation though. It is a very weird sensation because the channels. I mean, we've just cruised over 5,600 subscribers on YouTube, which is just absolutely wild. And today's the 4th anniversary of me posting my first video. Although I still view the channel as being 3 years old because I worked for a year on it and then I had 10 months off. But yeah, so it's just wild. You get people that reach out to you and they're like, hey, would you like to feature our products? Well, I'm sorry, do you have the right email address? I just, you know? And then they do. And then they send you stuff. You're like, thanks. It's brilliant. It's really, really cool. But then I look at the fact that I have over 330 videos on my channel. It's like, yeah, you've put the hours in. This isn't like, they're not being like, you're great. They view me as a marketing asset because I've worked hard to build a channel. And it's like, yeah, okay, fair play. I've worked for this. It's still weird though. It is still very weird. Might just have to get the Sunspear minis for painting. You should. They're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. I have been lucky enough to see them painted, and they are. Oh my goodness! I was very close to selling off my Helion, and then I saw Sunspear, and I was like, "Well, never mind. Keeping hold of these then. They'll be my demo army." So Mrs. Hydra runs Thenian, disappointingly. So we have Murderin in the house. Which is, I like saying Murder Elves, but now that I've heard Murderin said out loud, it sounds like they're just, what are you doing today? We're murdering. I love it. It's both a verb and a description. Love it. But so she's got those. I've got Helion and Soga, obviously, and Oni and goblins. The only thing we don't own is Sand Kingdoms. Do not have those. No plans to get them. Still not my jam. Although I own most of the Earthen creatures now because, you know, solo play's the thing. When my Soga is painted up in about this rate, about 6 months. Jeez, I'm being slow. Then I'm going to get those finished. I just have to get this. I ordered a shadow miniature from Etsy, another one from D&D. Cool. Number of parts needed to heat up some water. Took 10 times longer than actually straightening up the spear. Yay! And I think the glue's starting to go on me. No, Blissful Badger, I feel your pain. I hate that. Luckbeard, crossing fingers, got some work cancelled and flights might be much more expensive than predicted, but I already booked an Airbnb and signed up for PNW. Gotcha. Fingers crossed for you, man. I hope that comes off. It'll be good to meet you. We shall have beers, or we shall chill and chat if you do make it. It would be good to put a face to the text. Although you can't, I should point out that I will be completely frazzled while we're there, because that's just my ground state. So if you sort of come over to me and go, I'm this person, and I'm like, what? Who? Huh? Don't be shocked. Don't take it personally. It's just me catching up with the universe very slowly. goodness. We'll see if the second one goes together faster because I happen to get 2 of the faction starter. How did you get 2 of Thenian's faction starter? Or are you going for the full filth monkey move like I have of maxing out availability on nearly everything? Although I haven't fully maxed out. I've only got 3 attendants. I don't have the full 4. So I tell myself that makes it okay and not dirty. Right? That's how that works, I think. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's how that works. It's not fully maxed out. It's not fully disgusting. You're just a bad person, not a disastrously horrible person. Go with me, guys. Back me up here. So, yeah. I am looking forward to the interplanetary. It'd be good to get over there. I have several beers I need to have with people. I'll actually meet up with Hoopu as well and have a chat with her, which I'm really looking forward to. She's very good people. She's a mate, you know. And then lots of you guys I think are going to be there as well, which is going to be funky. It's a little weird. But fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And just see how my... I'm a little bit disappointed though that they re-released Shock Army, because I was like, I'm going to be the only one taking Shock Army to Interplanetario, and now it's probably going to be quite a few people, I'd imagine. So there was me thinking I'd be all unique and flavourful and different, but nope. Not today. She'll just be another one of the crowd. Working away with them trousies. Is that a barefoot? Oh, it's a shoe. He's actually got a shoe on, that's nice. I feel like this needs to go really, like, much stronger than this. I feel like this isn't strong enough, bright enough. Higher even than that, actually. Can blend it back down, but it's just not popping enough for me at the moment. You know what I mean? So when it dries off, it's going to get more subtle, and I kind of want it to be kind of, yeah, very clearly a white grey rather than, what is it at the moment? Just clearly a grey. Bought the 2-player starter and then found the 4-player. Ah, gotcha. So you've got 2 2-player sets of, what, Sand Kingdoms as well? Is it Thenian Sand Kingdoms? I think so. So you've got 2 lots of murdering and 2 lots of disappointing Sand Kingdoms. Just 3. No hate for Sand Kingdoms in here. Oh no, it's not hate, it's factual statements backed up by science. So, no, if you like Sand Kingdoms, you've just got poor taste. But, you know, it's okay. Everyone's allowed one mistake. That's getting a bit better. Now we've got a little bit more power on this. I struggle with that when I'm working on a miniature. To just be like, right, no, be bold. No, push the colour. Don't be subtle with it. Like, really go for it. And my brain goes, no, don't do it. It's going to look terrible. And then what I end up with, or what I used to end up with, is stuff that looked really muted and bland. And I'd be disappointed with that. It's like, oh, it's a bit rubbish because it's way too subtle. I wanted it stronger. Like, well, yes. It's because you went the strength that it was when it was wet, and then it toned down, and you looked at it when it was wet and thought, well, that's kind of okay. That's what I was sort of going for. And then when it dried off, it goes flatter and quieter and loses that intensity. And yeah, if it was okay before, it becomes meh. It's a problem. I think being bold with painting, pushing yourself is... What's the dislike for Sand Kingdom? Look at you using the terminology shampoo. My goodness. What's the dislike for Sand Kingdoms? I don't dislike the Sand Kingdoms per se. It's just... I don't... they're the only faction in the game that I don't want to own because I don't like the way that they play. The playstyle is not for me. So, you know... It's a good excuse to ruin everyone else's fun. Plus the earthing kingdoms, the earthing creatures and northern winds a Nekomata, and oh, see, I need to get Nekomata. I need to get the kid. I've got some hobby money I can spend this month, and I'm like, do I get the Kogetsu and the Warrior Monk and the Nekomata and stuff? Because that would nearly have me complete on everything that I want for the game. Yeah. But the pause, why am I not doing it, is because I have so much to paint in that system already. Buying another 3 miniatures is literally just adding to the pile of stuff I need to do later. But then the collection is complete. So, it's tough. Yeah, my life is difficult. I don't know how I cope. Honestly, guys. I'm an inspiration to you all. You lucky ducks. So I've got to paint enough. I've got to paint enough Soga so that I can get through this league. I'm not sure I'm even running this guy. I'm painting this guy up because I want to. So that's also important. Sometimes you've got to paint stuff because you like it. But I'm painting him up mostly because I want to, rather than because I need to. And it gives me an opportunity to sort of try a different miniature in the scheme and make sure the scheme's alright and all the rest of it. But yeah, I've got so many miniatures to do for this system. It's bonkers at the moment. So when we've got enough of these running that I can move on, we'll be moving on. We will be moving on to lots and lots of Shock Army. Lots and lots and lots of Shock Army. A ridiculous amount of Shock. In fact, an entire jungle full of Shock Army is where we'll be going. Because we need to get all that done ahead of the Interplanetario in August, which, with the speed at which I paint, you know. I mean, awe of people that bash out a miniature a night, because I don't. It doesn't help that I'm chatting to you lot, but it's just not in me. I'm too fussy when I paint. I know that about myself. It's okay. It's alright. I can live with it. But sometimes I wish I really wasn't, because then I could get stuff done. If I was a bit more efficient when I painted, I'd have a lot more painted miniatures. But I'd probably be less happy with them. I tend to, as a rule, when I finish a miniature, be done with it, and I'm happy, and I'm like, yep, no, this is good. If I rush something and I do it to a degree where I'm not happy with it, then I tend to sell it, because I look at it and all I can see is the imperfections of what I didn't want done that way and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm a fussy painter, which makes me slow. But you got to accept these things. It's part of my own personal hobby, I guess. Let's take a class to teach me to make it bolder called Take It to 11. Yeah, I learned that it's better to go brighter because you can always bring it back down with glazing washes. 100% Multiverse, 100%. And the thing is, you paint with your nose sort of here on the miniature. You're right there on top of it. And then when you play with it, it's all the way over there. So what looks like really apparent and real, like a real issue on the miniature in front of you, when it's on the table 3 feet away, you can't see it. You know, it's not the same at all. And yeah, I find myself stressing over stuff that later I'm like, what was it? Never mind. So I should work smarter, not harder, but it's just not in me. At this point, this many years I've been painting, I think this is just me. This is just how I work. Don't blame us. Of course I'm blaming you. Neil, I have to blame you. I don't blame anyone else. I hold you personally responsible. Where are we at tonight? I haven't even seen. Oh, nice. Nice. Get the layer of brown on these this bow. What colour? I think this string's supposed to be white, isn't it? Yeah, sort of grey white. But first, we're going to get this down. How pretty miniatures. I do some lovely work. So yeah, I've got 2 of these to do. this is going to be the more white one. I'm going to end up with a more blue one, and at least then they'll look very different. I'm going to do the same with my bushies as well, my attendants, so that we end up with one that's. So I've got two of the guys and one of the women. If you haven't seen, in the latest release, we got the female attendant, and she's down on her knees with a sword out, or drawing a sword. So very clearly different. So I don't need to be too different on the paint scheme, but where I have two guys exactly the same, I like them to look different. I like to get some variety in there. Got to be done. I'm always worried as well, like with talking about pushing it, Multiverse, it's pushing the wrong bit too much, because like these, I kind of want some shadow in there, but I actually want them to have a degree of pop on them, so they show some. You can actually see that they're there, and getting that balance right is really tough. Or I find it really tough, I have to say. But when it comes together, I did some commissions years ago, and a lot of those came together really nicely towards the end, and I was like, yeah, I'm alright at this. That's alright. And I got those done quickly because it was somebody else, and they had a standard that they wanted it to be done to, so I did it to that, and then I was done. I was like, this is convenient. Because I'm never going to see it again, I have to make sure that it is absolutely perfect for what the client wanted, but not stress in the same way as I do about my own stuff, because this isn't for me. And it can be tough sometimes. I have it with my day job as well. When you're writing for somebody else, you're doing a project for somebody else, and doing it to the standard that they want, you're like, but this could be better. I'm like, yeah, but this is what we want. I'm so confused. Why wouldn't you want the better thing? Can be tough. All right. There we go. That's some proper concentrating, because I couldn't talk and do it. There we go. How to shut Hydra up, get him to concentrate. The brain just goes grrr. It's abject silence. Right, are you... Yeah, a second. I've got a funny feeling that... Yeah, no, good. Okay. Anyway... I also get distracted like a kitten too easily. It's a real pain in the butt. Like now I want to move on to the blue, but I'm not done with the grey yet. But I'm kind of done personally with doing the grey. It's like, no, finish the grey, and then the grey is finished, and you can leave it and not come back to it. Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. Attention span of a stunned duckling. Let's brighten that up a little bit, actually. Okay, that's looking better. Hey, Dallinair, good evening, buddy. How are you? Are you well? Nice model. I built mine the other day. You built one. It's rookie numbers, buddy. I got two sat here. Honestly, only one? Are you even trying if you only got one? Jeez. But yeah, it is a very nice miniature. It's very pretty. I don't know. Maybe I need to take this. Maybe I need to take this brighter. What do we think, guys? What do we think? It's another board sealed. Gonna duck out, chaps. This is the cream cack. Neil, you take your rest, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. But yeah, am I gonna take this brighter? I feel like it needs to go stronger. I feel like this needs to be brighter. What do we think? The original miniature is actually a little bit darker than this, but then I'm not going for that. I don't collect Soga, so I'm likely to get more. What? I don't understand. You call yourself an Eldfall player and you don't collect Soga. I'm very confused by that concept. But I'm well. Easter break, always nice. Good stuff. Yeah, brighter points. Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to take this up. I think white grey is going to come out. So I'm getting stared at by a dog. What's wrong? Am I making too much noise? Can you not sleep? Oh, that's terrible. It is terrible to be a 12-year-old pupper and unable to sleep. Poor you. Horrible parent. Horrible. Should not be allowed. Right. Let's make a new mid and then push up. I think that's the idea. I think that's where we're going with this. What could go wrong? Quite a lot. But hey, we can always tone it down. As my good friend Multiverse said. We can always tone it down. There we go. You too, Neil. Stay lucky, buddy. Thank you for hanging out. I'm more of an Eldfall painter than a player. Well, fair play. But you definitely need two, matching when you set them up on the shelf. Tartan, no, seriously, go brighter. Maybe ivory highlights. Yeah, I want to keep this cold because the main colour on it's going to be blue. So I want to keep it colder than ivory. I don't want to keep it warm. Makes it brighter with not much work. Yeah, I hear you. White scratches, edges, yeah. I want to go a little bit stronger. I found that white grey fabric, specifically doing a scratch line highlight, shows your undercolour and highlight while adding more visual interest and not needing smooth blends. Yeah, good tips. Maybe we should put some scratches in there. I think I am going to push it a little bit more on the upper layers. I think I'm going to take it. So I've got this white grey, and I'm just going to blend that together with the sky grey and put that up, and then do the white grey as the kind of top highlight on it. Let's see how this goes. Take that through there. Yeah. So if I then pop this down like that, a bit flipping out the same colour, that works. That's a little bit more potent. I also want to put some, I'm probably going to put some like snow and stuff around the base of this as well later, so it's going to get that on there too. Maybe the wing connection could have been deeper. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Not needing smooth blends. Yeah, I like smooth blends. It makes me happy. But I hear you. Sometimes it can be too smooth. Let's pull this back a little bit, actually. Extend this down a little bit like that. Follow the actual folds. Then I can screw it up completely and regret this massively later. That's great. That's a good plan. I like this. That's cool. Let's give this even stronger edge here, here, there, that. And then this is kind of a mid-tone, isn't it? I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 greys on my palette at the moment that I'm using on this. But then, when this is sort of done, and hopefully I'll have a process for it and I can start knocking those out for the ones that I don't need. So I think there's going to be quite a few here that I don't really need, to be honest. Don't think are going to be used again. That's a bit gooder. Maybe a little strong. Down a little bit. Up a little bit. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. That's a little bit better. When's the next batch of Eldfall teaching vids due? It's so that, where are we at with that? The next set of Eldfall teaching videos is the first of the Hydra's layer videos. So me gaming, me playing. The miniatures are ready. The backdrop and the terrain is pretty much ready. But, why have I not done that? Oh, I know why. Because I need to do a little bit more playtesting. I think I need to amend that first mission a little bit in the way that it's structured. Because what I want to do is when I release the video, is have the assets ready for it as well. And I've got them written, but they need an edit and a polish, and I'm not 100% happy with how the sort of supporting documents hang together. So I need to make sure they're right. So I need to play test it a little bit more. When I've play tested it, then I can record it, and then I've just got to make sure that those documents are good. And if they are, which they probably are, I'm just probably being a little bit precious, but then I can push it into the world and you guys can have it. And as with the Infinity stuff, members will be able to download them, be able to download the resources to help with the process, including the full first mission. Very, very freaking exciting. So soon, TM. We had a bit of a disaster on Friday because we've got the satellite coming up, and I need to get the I'm putting a web page together for it so that basically everyone can have all their information in one place because it's just easier. So I've been having issues with my web. It's very boring. I was having issues with my web host for a while, and stuff was going backwards and forwards. And essentially, I have 3 websites on my web host, and they sort of turned around and said, "Oh no, we've changed your package, so you can only have one." Which they didn't actually tell me to start off with. They were looking into what the issue was, why this site suddenly wasn't working, and yeah, that turned out to be the slight issue. So this weekend I've had to do an emergency transfer of my 3 websites off of my old host onto onto a new host and move all my domain names. It's just been a complete but that means I need to rebuild all 3 of my websites because they needed to be done. So this is an opportunity to do that, and the old ones were a bit tat. So yeah, that also eats into my ability to sit down and write pretty missions and edit text, because I need to write 3 blimmin' websites. Oof. So yeah, soon. I'm glad you asked that question, darling. Soon. But I want to get it done. I'm looking forward to starting to get the Hydra's layer out there. That's when it's like with the Infinity Institute. The first videos on that are great, and they are a central part of the whole institute. But for me, the interesting bit comes when we start getting into the first missions. Like, right, this is where you play. This is where the theory becomes this is a game and this is fun, you know. And the quests for the Arcanum are the same. So when you kind of can get your paws on gameplay, it becomes a lot more interesting, I think. Actually throwing dice rather than me going, so what this particular statistic means. Obviously exciting as that is, don't get me wrong, clearly a delight. But the quests are the interesting bit, and this is the first time I've done it. It's not as easy as like the Institute was, because before the Institute there was the Academy, and before the Academy there was the in-person Academy that I'd been doing for years. That I'd done for years, and years of teaching people to play Infinity. So I had a really clear kind of process for that. So writing missions and stuff around that, it was like I can pretty much bash you together a balanced list for any faction that you want to run through that in a couple of minutes. It's not going to take me a great deal of time because I know what I'm looking for. But with Eldfall, it's not quite the same. There's a lot more. I haven't demoed the game that much comparatively to Infinity. I haven't spent as much time with the system myself comparatively to Infinity. So I have to kind of theorize, then test, and then go back and refine, and then because the first quest, I had to play with it, and I was trying it out. and I got a couple of minutes into the game and I was like, "Ooh, I hadn't noticed that. That's a major issue. There was a design flaw in the way I put the quest together." I hadn't picked it up previously because I'd never run the quest before. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I learned best watching things played. So looking forward to. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's important. It's important to have those actual gameplay rather than just me talking. Don't get me wrong, delightful voice, absolute pleasure to hear me waffle on, but I think the value comes when you can see me kind of going, and then we throw this dice because of this interaction, because this happened. So that is coming. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I'm glad it's helping you into the system, because that's the plan. That's the whole shtick. It's the whole ball of cheese right there. But yeah, sometimes I can be a bit of a perfectionist with certain things, and with like onboarding people to systems, that's definitely one of them. I want it to be right, especially because I'm not demoing it, so I can't course correct. I'm not there with you to teach you to play it, so therefore it has to stand on its own 2 feet and be as watertight as possible. There's always going to be questions that people have that you're like, where the hell did that come from, and what's wrong with you? But for the most part, you kind of you want to catch all as much as you can do. What's going on there? That's not right. Come here. Happy with that. That went a bit wrong. Sorry. So you want to kind of have got the most common errors out of the way, so that people just get on and play, because you're not going to be there to be with them and help them through it. So, yeah, it puts an added pressure and a weight to it when you're doing this stuff. So I guess being a perfectionist isn't always a bad thing, on that front anyway. Happy with how this is coming together. I'm going to break and do the blue in a sec, because I'm getting a bit... I've said a million times I get impatient, and this is me getting impatient. It's like, yeah, I want the grey to be done. It's not quite sitting right, but it's okay. It's doing okay. But if I take a break and I come and do something else, I'll come back to this and it'll be better. So, pause on the grey. On the Discord, full of fine people. Yes. That's what the comments are for. Yes, it is. You're quite right. Or the Discord. Yes, the Discord is very much the place to harass me or ask questions of everybody, if I'm not able to always answer, because I'm not always able to answer. I have to say, the days where I wimble into Discord and it's exploded and I'm like, oh God, what's happened? And then it turns out that what's happened is somebody answered a very important question and the community got together and went, the answer's this. And then there was a whole discussion into it and fro. It's like, this is really cool. I love that. That makes me happy. Makes me wildly happy, I have to say. Yeah. Poof. Yeah. I'm going to do a little bit of this blue. Turning this blue up some. And it's getting late, actually. Is your Discord members only? Dorini, yes it is. Yes it is. You become a channel member, you get access to the Discord. I thought about having a public one, but I have a finite amount of time, and actually it's, you're not one of them, Dorina, because I like you. This is the second time you've been here. You're great, you can stay. But there are a lot of people that I wouldn't want in a Discord, to be honest with you. And they tend to be the people that would not become a channel member. So I'm kind of like, yeah, that's great, this works. You don't want to support me financially, and I don't want to have to answer your questions. So we're both happy. I mean, I do tend to, but like, yeah, it's a different thing. It's a different thing. The Discord community, I'm very, very lucky to have some incredibly skilled, generous, kind, funny people on there, and Shampoo. But it's just it's a lovely lovely community. I say lovely. I think there's about 100 people. So Heavy, when the time comes and I get both army packs to expand upon the essentials start here, I'm going to want some help on what minis to take for each progressive mission, so it's kind of in balance. I think, hold that thought, I think up to a certain point those are done. Because, let me just check. Mission 4, did they get done here? More at Kestrel Nomad. No, they haven't got done. 3 did though, didn't it? Yeah, 3 did. So 1, 2 and 3 you're fine. When you get to 4, less so. But talk to me and we'll put together a mission. We'll put together a list, so that's kind of the point. Someone needs to be right. Yes, you do, Shampoo, and we love you for you. You're cute. Oh, you're nice. You need sleep. What? Worse. Disappointed. Disappointed. You don't need sleep. I've seen you. It's not going to help anything, mate. Give it up as a bad job. But yeah, no, fair play, buddy. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you. Thank you for hanging out. I'll catch you soon, man. I'm always polite, but some people need Mr. Garibaldi's magic trick. Yes, they really do. Don't even. Night, Shampoo! Yes, they do. Some people just deliberately come on to antagonise and to pick a fight, and I don't want, like, in my comment section I can deal with them, because if they're bad enough, and it's happened probably, I don't know, 6 times in the past 4 years that I've banned somebody off the channel. I've muted them off the channel because I was just like, I'm not responding to that, and I don't want anyone else to be bothered with that. It's not, you're not being constructive. You're just being vicious, or you're just being unpleasant, or you're just trying to be like, yeah, I had this argument with this influencer, yeah, and like, yeah, no, I don't have time for that. I have no interest in boosting your ego by you winning on the internet, Poppet. So those people tend to get banned, or like outright racists or stuff like that. Straight in the bin, no time for any of that. But for the most part, I try and engage and have conversations, but that doesn't mean to say that I want them in, like, I view the Discord as a space that's more for, I'm more myself there, and I'm more available and all the rest of it. I want to invest that time in people that appreciate me and that I appreciate in return. So yeah, I just keep it members only. And there is guilt sometimes. You're like, you're really nice, I want you in there. But yeah, rules is rules, unfortunately. So he's looking awesome. Thank you so much. He's getting there. He's starting to take shape. He's starting to become a thing. I have to say, I should do the thing. If you do want to become a member of the channel, it's less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month, and it lets me do wonderful things and gets you access to the Discord and special members only videos. Like if you are doing the learning to play Infinity or Eldfall videos, there are for Infinity, for the Institute, there are longer, more detailed videos available for members than there are for free. So it's the same video, but then there's like extra bits, extra detailed stuff. So if you really want to get the most out of those things, then membership is the way to go. Plus the Discord gets you access to a lovely bunch of people who are there to help and support and like cheer on, and just a lovely little community. There are exactly 99 members at the moment, which is bonkers. When I opened it, I was like, will anyone ever say anything? And then for a long time they didn't, and then I realised it's because I wasn't telling people to join. So then I told people to join my Discord server, and suddenly it got busy. Dylan, if you want staff playtesting before putting it out, you could consider putting it on Discord and letting people help, delegation and all that. Dylan, I agree with you. I absolutely could do. But I am, 1, way too much of a control freak for that. 2, too disorganised for that. And 3, hadn't thought about it. So don't get cocky. It's possibly a reasonable idea. So you can stop doing that. I don't want any reasonable ideas around here. Not interested in that at all. Reasonable ideas, good ideas. Getting my community to help me out. What insanity is this? Dear Lord. Honestly. Never catch on. But yeah, it's a good shout. I need to do that. I need to sort of push it out into the world. I don't know, I think I'm paranoid doing that kind of thing, of doing stuff early, before it's ready, because like people like ruining things. I'll never forget, like not years ago, when N5 came around, I got a chonky interview with Carlos Bostria from Corvus Belli. And I set this up, and I spent a lot of time working on it, and had a really great interview with him, although slightly awkward at points, which was brilliant. And then I put it out in the world, and I put it out for members only for a few days, and some asshat subscribed, lowest level, watched the video, and then every instance of that video that I put on social media, he put the summary of what was said. And I was just like, yeah. It's like, this is, you're screwing me over because I'm trying to help the community. And he was deliberately doing it. So I think I'm paranoid about people like leaking stuff early or whatever. Not that it matters, but you kind of, when you spend your time doing this stuff and putting it together the way that you want it to be, you want it to come out complete and in a way that you're happy with, you know? And it's just, that's not my Discord community. I know you guys wouldn't do it, but I think that paranoia is still there. That sting is still there. So that's probably why I haven't thought about it, to be fair. That's a little bit of Hydra therapy for you on a Monday night. Thanks for that. Send me a bill, I'll pay it later. Dear Lord. Show me on the doll where the horrible person hurt you. He hurt me right here. In my comment section. Right in my comment section. But yeah, that kind of thing does annoy me. And it's not because I want to earn millions from this. It's because I'm doing a thing. I'm spending my time and energy on this. And somebody is disrespectful of that. They're just like, no one else should have to do this. I'm gonna deliberately go out of my way to ruin it. Because I don't think you should have that. Like, well, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for being completely inconsiderate of my time and my wishes on this and what I wanted to do and the reason I did this or anything like that. You just, yeah, thanks for that. That's delightful. For a little bit of clout on the internet. What a lovely chap. And breathe. Anyway, moving on. Done there. Triggering PTSD since 2026. Thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate you. No, it's like the part of the reason for this is hitting the 4 years today since the channel sort of really became a thing. I was like, should I do the things that I've learned in 4 years of doing this absolute complete insanity that is putting out videos on the internet? Should I do that? Because a lot of people take that moment to kind of retrospectively take a moment and look at the road that's been travelled. And I was like, is that an interesting thing to do? What do I have to say? And there's a lot of positives and there's a lot of negatives. And, you know, I was like, is that an interesting video? Is that something that people would care about? Is that something that people, because like I say, lots of people have done it. So it's like, have we not done this? Is this not... It's something that I'm trying to be mindful on here, is to always be having a conversation that's interesting. There's several interviews actually that I have, or opportunities that I've turned down because I know that lots of people have said yes to it. It's like, well then, if people want to find out about that particular product or see that particular interview, there are 5 or 6 places that have done that. I don't need to have that conversation. I don't need to do that interview or to feature that product because you can see that elsewhere. What's the, you know? You call people that do that ankles. Why do you call them ankles, Darina? I'm intrigued. But yeah, like, there are a lot of voices on the internet, and I try to be one that's having a different conversation, that's hearing, you can hear something that you haven't heard from 15 other people, and not just because I'm being contrary. I'm not being like, actually, I think it's rubbish about everything. There's, there are channels for that, clearly. I'm not one of them. But I try and bring something to the conversation that's a bit interesting, that's a bit different, that's worth listening to. Actually, I had ages ago. I had an interview booked with the guy that did the latest Infinity book, and it was all booked in and all the rest of it. And on the day that it was going to happen, my youngest got ill, and I had to cancel. And then when I came back to rebook it, there was just a flurry. Gabriel, that's his name. There was just a flurry of interviews with Gabriel across the internet. And I was like, there's no conversation here. There's nothing, You can sit down and you can watch those videos. It's like, do you play Infinity? Yes. What do you think about, what was it like to work with CB? How was it like to write, blah, blah. There's a whole load of conversations. And even as, I write fiction, even within the bounds of that, the conversation that I can have is really, really technical. People don't care. Wargamers are kind of like, okay, after a certain point, there's only so far you can go into it. What's your drafting process? What kind of editors do you use? What software do you use? And all this you can have that conversation. Do you have a system for storing all of your lore? Do you index it, or do you just completely wing it? Are you a pantser or a plotter? Writers will know. But that's not an interesting conversation if you're Gary Gamer, or even Bevin the book reader. There's not a really exciting chat to be had there. So I didn't do the interview in the end. I decided not to, because there was nothing fun to say. And I try and do that. So I think part of me thinks I should do the kind of, it's been 4 years since type video, and just have that conversation. And then part of me thinks, actually, has that not been done? Have we not seen that several times? I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you like to hear a 4-year retrospective of everything that I've learnt on YouTube? No is a completely acceptable answer, by the way. I'd rather that you said no than didn't watch it, because that's worse. Then I spend time. Yeah, sure. No, Larkbeard would be interested. It's been wild, I'll tell you that much. It's not what I thought it was like. It's just, doing this whole gig is not what I thought it was like at all. There's a whole load of things that I've learnt, and a whole load of benefits that I got out of it, actually, that I didn't anticipate. So, had to step away for a work thing. Where are we at? And I see some blue. You do see some blue. I got bored of doing grey, so we're putting blue on now. Yay! More like your journey milestones and stuff. Okay, we can talk about that. Most of us talking about the fact that because the channel it's been 4 years today since the release of my first video, I was going to do one of those lessons I've learnt from being a person that releases videos on YouTube type videos, because, yeah. But I'm worried that that's been done, that's not interesting. So I was asking the folks, you included, whether that's something you'd want to see. Like, kind of hints and tips, but also thoughts, the things that surprised me, the things that didn't. Yeah, stuff like that. Is that something we'd be interested in as a community? Do you care? Do you care about me? Being new here, it could act like a summary to get involved. Yeah, sure, Heavy. Absolutely, I get that. I get that. Yeah, I think we have to brighten up those. That grey is going to have to get even brighter, isn't it? So I kind of want to push the blue even a little bit further than it is, and actually go up to white at certain points. It's kind of got that really sort of pow effect. That. The problem is that your greys become really grey and flat if you're not too careful. Almost sometimes sound like I know what I'm possibly maybe talking about. I don't. It's all an act, but you know. You'd watch it. Thank you, Dan. There. Cool. Okay. Should I do a Discord Q&A? Should I ask members questions you'd like to... I know, because I don't trust any of you on Discord to give me any questions that I'd be able to answer on a video. That's a naive thing to suggest. A Q&A with the Dice Gods. 100 questions about clogs. And when are you going to stop making videos so we can watch something else? That's going to be the crux of the questions that I get asked. I know my audience. I get it. How long did it take you to realise it was going to succeed? How many times did you almost decide to stop? Which weak blissful badger. Still now, there's still times when I like the pressure of it gets to me. It's intense. This stuff is intense. Yeah, we can answer these questions. We can answer these questions. I'll take that one. I'll put the rest. I'll ask the Discord as well. See what they have to say. I don't own a painting handle. How's the GW one? I will tempted by the new Autosopes ones till I saw the price of them. They're useful because I don't get my dirty great puds in the way. Like with these small miniatures, it's just like it stops me painting bits of myself and actually painting the miniature. So they're really, really useful from that perspective, and you're less likely to do something stupid to kind of screw up your paint job if you're not actually physically holding a miniature. Plus you can do things like I was doing there and like brace against it to give yourself a little bit more balance and control. So I overall like them. I wish I didn't, but I do. I think you can do a similar thing with like there's lots of 3D printed options, and I've seen people doing paint pots and all this kind of stuff. I think they're a good plan because it just gives you an extra thing to, like, this is not a size that we have digits to long-term hold on to. You're very pinching on it. This is much more comfortable. I can paint for a much longer session with this in my hand. So I like them. How long did it take you to realise it was going to succeed? God, that is a question, Blissful Badger. Do I even feel now like it's something, like it's succeeding? That's a question in 7/8, isn't it? Paint pots, yes, definitely. These ones, Settler ones, or Corks is another one. They do a great job. Yeah, some tack on top of there and away you go. Job freaking done, basically. I did stop for a while, Blissful Badger. I stopped for 10 months. It was mostly because I got a job. I got a job that it was a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And there was just no time. And the job itself was soul destroying. I absolutely hated it for a load of reasons. And I was coming away from it every day exhausted and just demotivated. My creativity was at an all-time low. I just was not in a great place. So then coming on and doing and putting together videos was just not one of the options because I didn't feel it at all. So I stopped for a full 10 months. And then I realised I just missed the validation of other human beings going, like, and I was like, oh my God, must make more. No, it's not true. I realised I missed it, and I realised I enjoyed it, and I realised I wanted to do more of it. So one day, Mrs. Hydra went to bed, because she's a morning person, and I am a night person. And she got up in the morning, and I'd made another video. She's like, oh, we're doing that again, are you? Yes. Yes, I am, apparently. That's definitely a thing that's happening. How she pokes up with me, I don't know. How many games do you get to play per week? Often zero. Often zero, my dude. It's playing Plus, a lot of the time when I get to play, so like I got a game on Saturday against the mighty Shampoo, and that was a development game for him. He's got the bulk of the rules down for Infinity, not that he really gets that he does, but he does. And we were building on his skill set to kind of upskill him, get his experience and his confidence out. So a lot of the time, I don't get to play competitively from one month to the next. I'll be working with newbies, I'll be demoing, supporting people, whatever. Actual competitive, I try every couple of months to get a competitive game in. I'm going to get one in a few weeks against a good friend of mine, Eldfall, because we're doing the league. But honestly, even then, I'm not going to go full ham because it's an escalation league that I'm running, and I don't think it's appropriate for me to win that. So I'll go in nasty, but I won't go in pure evil. It's just, I don't think it's okay to win your own events. I know some people that do that, and I think it's a bit of a dick move, to be honest with you. So I don't pull, but I don't go full violence, if you know what I mean. Your story is unique, and people that enjoy your content will probably enjoy it. I'd watch it. Well, cool. Thank you. It's not looking bad at all, is it? Looking nice and floaty and all the rest of it. But down there, many years ago, I sort of accepted the fact that I could choose to like have a community, and there be the potential to get games on a regular basis, or I could try and play competitively all the time, and then the community wouldn't be there because somebody needs to invest the time and the energy, and that's what I do. I spend most of my time doing that. So, well, no excuses now, they're all built. Now to Prime Paint. Outstanding, blissful pleasure. Congratulations on finishing them. Running an event is like being a D&D DM. You are there to enjoy other stuff, fun, at least that's my experience when I did them. Exactly, down there. That's exactly it. I charge for my events. I charge for all of them because I do a shed load of work to get any of these things off the ground, to get them out into the world. And then to run them as well. And I don't play. I don't get hobby time with it. So I do charge for them, but that also comes with the fact that I sort of have a standard that I set for myself. The standard for the tables, the standard for the sort of day, the professionalism of it, how it's going to run, how people's gaming experience is going to be. What I want them to do is to walk into a gaming space and be like, oh, that table looks interesting, that looks fun, it's going to be interesting to play on. And then to have a smooth, fun, engaging experience. That's true of every aspect of the things I do for my community. So that does lead to, I'm focusing on getting new people in, not developing or playing myself. And sometimes that sucks. I get bored of it after a while, then I'll take 3 months off and just go ham, basically. Happens every 18 months or so. It's just 3 months or so of Hydra just going Rah! Violence everywhere, bits all over the place, and then I calm down a little bit and we go back to being nice again. So got to be done. But no, you're exactly right, Donna. Exactly that. Yeah, just from your videos alone, you come over as being really grounded and proud of what you achieved. I can get behind that. I really am, and it's a weird thing. It's such a bizarre thing, you know. My local community, the guys that I game with, at some point were complete strangers, and are now really good friends, and you know, have known each other for years and actively seek out each other's company, and like it's a great feeling to see that the work that I put in makes that possible. Thank you, bub. And I love that. It's not an ego thing. It's just it's what I do this for. And the fact that we're now at a point where that's spreading to other people in other countries, I'm helping them do that. Freaking awesome. We live in dark times. If I can help people enjoy themselves, damn straight I'm going to. Damn straight I'm going to. Got to be done. End of the workday. I look forward to seeing this finished model on Discord. It won't get finished soon, but thank you, Multiverse. And thank you for hanging out, buddy. Good. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a genuine pleasure to see you. Where's this button? This one. Block. Die. Spam. Oh, I cannot. But yeah, he'll get done soon. Actually, maybe what I should do is make these pieces of armor pure white. Then the fabric doesn't need to be quite so bright, does it? Maybe there's wisdom there. Maybe there is wisdom there. I don't know. I think actually, at this point, as it stands right now, let's have a look at him. Where are we? I'm going to call it a day at that point. I'm just going to stop there. He's looking alright. He's coming together nicely, I think. Bit of a tidy up around the base, because that just makes me happier. I find it, and tidy up the base at the end of the day, it just looks a little bit nicer. Yeah, I think he's looking alright. I don't think he's going to win any awards just yet, but I think he's getting there, and I think he's going to look nice and dramatic when he does. I'll get him. Yeah, no, we will get him. But no, thank you all for hanging out. That was a genuine pleasure. What I need to do is quickly... yeah. I'm just going to quickly grab some of these questions off before I disappear, because Blissful Badger definitely got some questions for me there. I'm going to put into that video just for you. So just give me a second while I pull these out. So otherwise I will forget. And then one from Dallinair as well. I'll take that one too. How many games do you get per week? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to put these all into the state of the channel, state of the union. You know what it is. Thanks, Heavy. Glad you like it. I think it's looking alright. I think they're going to look quite dramatic. It's all together. Like I say, I'm still not running this in the game, but it's going to look good. It's going to look alright. It's nice. It's awesome. I hope to get some more time on him this week, but we shall see how it goes. And so yeah, 2 videos this week. I've got, before I go, I'm going to give you a sneak peek because you should see this. We got this week, come here, the new pre-painted micro art terrain. Fancy stuff. I don't know if any of you've seen it, but they sent me some through. So I spent a very hectic, many hours building it. I've got like 4 buildings that I've done, but they took a lot of building. But these are going to get reviewed this week as well, so these are going to come out in the world, because these are just glorious. I mean, look at that. So if you've not seen this stuff before, this is MDF, this is wood, pre-printed with colour and all the rest of it. But like, you get all these different bits that all come in separately, and then you stick them on and all the rest of it. They're absolutely stunning. Let's get one of the small ones. So there's going to be a review of them this week. One of the little baby ones. I've still got to tidy up around the edges and stuff, but oh, I haven't actually touched that roof yet. But yeah, they're so pretty and so full of character. And for games like Eldfall and for Warcrow as well, they are absolutely superb. And actually, but they're completely in scale as well. These doorways, you can adjust the height on them. So if you sort of stand him there, which is his actual height, perfect height for Eldfall. Freaking awesome. Love it. Love them greatly. So we're going to get a review of that this week. That's going to come up. So that'll be on the channel. I'll do that 4-year celebration. We're going to do that. And I've got something else for Friday. I can't remember what it is for Friday. There's something big on Friday. So we shall see how... The dimensions would be good. About this big. It's about that big. Just there. From here to here. And then from there to there. Exactly that. Does that help? They would work for Warcrow. They're actually designed for Warcrow, Larkbeard. Even the big one, I think, actually would work for Warcrow. So, yeah, I'd recommend checking them out. And they're not ridiculously huge amounts of money either. I'm going to have some pictures of them on there as well. So, anyway, I will sort out dimensions. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. You all are lovely mammals. You have a great rest of your week, and I will catch you all soon. As I say, lots of good stuff this week, but take care of yourself. Be awesome to yourselves. Be kind to yourself. You, especially you know what I mean. You know what you're like. Be kind to yourself. I will see you all soon. Take care, and goodbye.